Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Two Queens Checking In. I'm Theta Valley with my beautiful co host.
Sup, bitches? It's Maxine.
Can you hear me
So,
okay?
yeah, I was just gonna say that, but you sound very demure and quiet, but
Like, do I
but
sound
not
far
no
away?
no not like that. I mean, like you sound that way.
Oh my
I
God, you know
yeah,
why? Because
I can hear you normal, but
I am so tired.
I was gonna say because you're like this is exactly what you did. You went hello and welcome, and I'm like I'm like, do you need the EMTs?
No, I'm so tired. I didn't fall asleep last night until maybe quarter to five.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I got up at 9. So,
I
ooh,
yeah. Well, I was
guess
still up
who's
at 6
joined
like normal.
us?
Is that Miss Dark and Stormy?
It was our dark and stormy baby.
Hey, boo.
Oh my gosh, this is so weird. I have like the weirdest thing going on right now.
What?
So, my headphones for some reason disconnected, but the speaker's still working, the microphone, but I can't hear you, and you're coming through my regular computer speakers.
Oh, okay.
So forgive me if there's a delay because I'm having some technical difficulties that I am not in a place to fix right this moment.
So is that also causing you to have your delay in speaking? How you did that earlier?
Yeah, that's what we're going to blame it on. And also, I'm
Yes.
hoping there's not going to be reverb in the background of people hearing you.
I'm not, well, at least on my end, I'm not hearing anything. So, what about you, Dark and Stormy? Are you hearing any weird sounds from us? Aside from our normal voices, that is.
Yeah, do you hear Maxine in double time?
There's some weird statements I could have said about that, but I'll just leave that alone. Normal. That's what
All
I like to
right,
hear.
I'm going to take it then. Amen,
Yes, ma'am.
Jesus.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Let's go. Oh my gosh. So guys, this week, I don't know if she's going to be able to join us live. We'll see. Because we've
Yeah,
got,
we're messing with that right now as we speak.
we're all technically challenged, but,
Yes.
um, oh girl, hold up. Hold up.
Oh.
Dark and stormy.
Oh my God, I can learn how to press a button. Yeah.
Yes, you did, ma'am. Welcome.
Yes, my baby girl did it.
And I'd like to welcome the official voice of Dark and Stormy to the world.
Hey,
Say
y'all.
hello to our
Hey.
number one Georgia Peach, Dark
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Stormy.
I don't claim Georgia. I didn't land
Well.
on Georgia. Georgia landed on me.
I mean, we all have to have our faults, I guess, right? So,
I know, but
so if
Georgia
living in
sure
Georgia
did
is
it.
your worst,
Georgia sure did give you a sexy voice, though.
it did.
Well,
Oh.
I've been trained. What can I say?
So, are we calling today's episode Three Queens Checking In?
Yes.
I'm not a queen. I'm a queen in training.
Girl, you are
I
more
only
queen than both
aspire
of
to be
us.
like y'all.
You've
Yeah.
known us long enough. You could be a queen just like us.
Exactly. All it takes is snatching a crown, girl.
Hey,
Mhm.
side note, just real quick, just
Mhm.
if somebody comes and talks to me or whatever, is there a mute or something on here so y'all be knowing all
Yeah.
my business?
If you hit the phone button, it'll give you the option of mute or hang up.
Oh,
So
okay.
then
I saw it, but I didn't want to hang up.
Yeah, I had to mess with it once during a live call myself to figure it out because for some reason, which I did it today and I forgot to hit mute, every time we have our theme music playing, for some reason I have to cough or sneeze.
Okay, cool. Like I said, I got some secrets I got to keep to myself now.
Well, that's why you are called Dark and Stormy. There's a reason.
Can y'all hear me okay, though?
I can hear you
Yes.
fine. And it's lovely to hear your voice because just so everybody out there knows, I live obviously in Ohio. Theta is over in the Pacific Northwest, living by the Goonies. And Dark and Stormy is in the lovely state of Georgia. So 99.9% of our conversations are usually via text and not on the phone. So it's amazingly wonderful to hear your voice.
Thank
Just
you,
saying.
you too.
Thank you, Boo.
You're all right, Kristen.
All right, fine.
Sharp.
I'll be chopped liver.
I was
It's
talking to the
fine.
girl in my room. I was talking to my daughter.
Told you, hit the mute button. Oh, she's so slow. She's worse than us when it comes to technology.
It's her first time. Break her in easy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't
As
mean
Light
to.
and Sunshine will often tell me, she pats my head and says, "It's a good thing you're pretty," which is not true. So I must be really, really dumb.
I don't know, girl. You got that hot Latina flair going on. So
See, she
Everybody's
always.
just too scared to tell me I'm ugly. I'll cut a bitch. I keep the razor under my tongue.
you say under your tongue.
I actually.
Don't
Okay.
answer. Never mind.
Okay. So speaking of razor blade under the tongue, years and
Wait,
years
how does
ago.
this lead to a story?
It always does. That's what's so great about
Always does with me. So years and years ago, I was watching, I believe it was like Maury Povich, back when they were doing all the like super trashy talk shows, when even like Phil Donahue got trashy. They had this whole episode on gang life. And I swear to God, the best thing that ever happened out of that episode was they were talking to this one girl and she's like, yeah, I keep my stuff on me at all times and you mess with me, I'll cut a bitch. And she literally took her tongue and looked like she was about to like start eating some punani, did this whole little like origami thing with it and popped out a fucking switchblade out of her tongue, like the razor blade.
Where do you think I learned this trick from?
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, like I want to be hood like that, you know, like I want to be able to cut a bitch on command.
How do you not chop up your tongue doing that? She's not a fucking squirrel. She don't have like pouches.
She
in
got
her
some
teeth.
talents. That's all I know. But yeah, to me, I just consider that like life goals. But you know,
That's I mean, seriously. Like,
yeah.
So dark and stormy, Gary, you're going to need to teach us how you do that because clearly
Yes,
we need to
ma'am.
learn.
It's in my heritage. I come from a great Aztec Incan warriors. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Sorry.
I love it.
Before
There's
we get
still
onto
some
the-
question about you, Theta. So I might can teach you.
We're not 100% sure what my
Yeah.
DNA
Yes.
contains.
We're still waiting on that 23andMe to come back. So I can give you a
Exactly.
beginner's lesson.
So there we go. Before we move on to the meat and potatoes of this week, which is going to be
Mhm.
the tell-all.
I love potatoes. Sorry.
See, this is why Dark and Stormy fits in on our podcast very well. She will turn any conversation back into food conversation, like with Ida and I do.
Now you got me thinking about French fries,
Right,
baked
right.
potato.
I mean, sliced up
Tater tots with cheddar cheese and bacon bits, and you dip it in
fried
some sour
potatoes
cream.
with onions. So I'm sorry.
Mm.
What were we saying?
Lord, I don't
It's getting hot in here. Ooh.
right? Take off my pants. Hold up.
Yes.
So I have room to eat some more potatoes. So I sent you something this week, Maxine, that I thought was just the epitome of bougie.
Oh my God, seriously.
So obviously with COVID, you know, face masks are required in many, many states. And, you know, I see everywhere online, like, you know, everybody's trying to sell like these designer face masks to match your outfits. And, you know, they got I mean, anything you could want right now, just about, they got a face mask made of it.
Yes.
But this one is special because it's made by this Israeli jeweler and it is solid gold.
Yeah, it actually wasn't it like gold and diamonds or something like
Yes.
that, like combined. Yes.
$1.5 million.
Hello, honey. Like
And
I
it
need
is-
me 3 of those.
It is gorgeous, but I'm just
Mhm.
trying to think like that's a lot of weight.
But you know what, honey? Beauty is pain.
But that's why I don't wear
So-
heels. I'm not putting myself through that.
And that's what I do because I want to be pretty at all times.
Like, I mean, don't you guys think like having something gold and diamond crusted hanging off of your face, like Bitches be complaining they can barely breathe through these cotton masks.
But see, that's also the beauty because you don't need to breathe. You just need to look pretty.
I don't know. I'm just over here under the weight of my
What do
tears.
you think,
of not
Dark?
having
Would you
been
wear
shown
it?
This. I'm just here
Dark
under the
would
weight of
probably
my tears
never
of not having
wanna
been
wear
shown.
I will, since Theta obviously, and we all know that she doesn't have any memory, I will send you the link to it later.
That's true. I don't have a memory,
Yes.
so thank you.
Yeah. Because for everybody who has watched or listened to our past episodes, they all know that, Maxine carries the weight of the world with this podcast because Theta forgets everything. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
What's really funny though is my day job, in project manager.
Yeah, which I still find hysterical.
Which
because
is really
of-
funny because you got to remember shit as a project manager, and I don't remember shit.
Yeah. That's why, that's one of those things that, to me, though, this is the way I go through life, okay? So I'm very OCD, as we all know. I'm very organized and keeping things in their place and whatnot. But I still need my piece of chaos. So for you, Theta, you like to keep your life chaos and have that one piece of self-control.
Yeah, I guess that's
So
true.
for you, work is your piece of self-control. For me, my bedroom is always a hot mess. So
Is it though? Because
I don't believe that for a minute.
Yeah.
Somebody's telling a lie up
Well,
here.
What do you
it-
consider a hot
okay.
mess?
It's Maxine's version of hot mess. Because yes,
He
I
probably
do have.
didn't. He probably didn't color coordinate his sock drawer or something.
No, it is. I'm like, really, bitches?
Flashbacks
Come
to my
on.
childhood of my army dad.
Are your socks
But-
like rolled in there too as well?
I bet they
I don't
are.
roll them. I think that's weird, but I fold them perfectly.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
but I do. But see, the thing is okay. So yes, my underwear is color coordinated. Yes, my socks are. Yes, my clothes are done by season, sleeve length, and color. But I mean, I do have like 12 pieces of paper scattered on top of my dresser.
That's just sick, man. That's just sick.
Yeah,
You-
it's like
You need to go
gross.
talk to
How
somebody
out of
about that.
yeah, I'm so out of control. It's not even funny. Oh,
Because like I have seen pictures you've sent me of your room, and it has never looked like a trash dump ever once.
well, but also too, I do usually, it's all about presentation. So sometimes you have to like shovel the shit to the left to take the picture on the right, or vice versa. So
No, I'm sorry, but if you were a trash dump, you can't hide that because I'd be trying to take pictures of like my cat to put on Instagram, and there'll be like 17 dust bunnies in the background.
Right?
And piles
Like you
of
gotta
shit.
inspect the background of every picture, right? Right,
Yeah.
Peter? To make sure ain't nothing untoward you peeking out. Let the whole world know how badly you really are.
I was going to ask, actually, are you one of those people that has to like take the picture and then do the blur filter on everything around you?
I don't even bother anymore. I'm just like, look, I'm a mess. I don't know what you want from me.
Welcome to my chaos.
Right? Like, if that's more than you can bear, then I go. I don't care. I can't do it. Like, I'm done trying to waste my time cleaning. Like,
That should be our new motto. If I'm more than you can bear, I don't care.
yes, queen.
Ooh.
Thank you.
I love that.
Yes.
But see,
Let's
the thing
make
is, I can't say it with all the y'alls and stuff the way she says it, so it probably wouldn't come
Sure
out as
you
cute.
can. I'm not from here. You just need to assimilate. Get it? Assimilate.
But how long have you lived there now?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm only 21, so.
Just like me, I'm
19.
19, see?
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so we're going back to story time about Dark and Stormy for a minute.
Oh,
Because our little quad squad did a little vacation in Portland area a few years back. And we walked into this cute little boutique store that had all kinds of different like fun, you know where I'm going. They had all these fun little like bath and body lotions and soaps and different treatment things. And the beautiful Dark and Stormy goes up to the cashier and says, excuse me. And she starts talking, and the woman just stared and had this look of pure terror because she did not speak Southern America very well. And I just looked at the girl and I went, "Don't worry, honey, I'll translate it back for you." And then all of a sudden you can see the relief come up. Do you remember that? It was the funniest thing in the world. And now, honestly, you're not hard to understand. Because I've heard some real deep South kind of talking where it's all kinds of y'alls and twang and you can't understand crap.
Ow! Sorry.
But you're very easy to understand. So I thought that was the funniest thing in the world.
School.
That's true.
Not really, but
Mine was cum dump. Oh, I mean, I know.
I love you.
Yes. And just so the world knows, Dark and Stormy is our lovely saint and angel, and Thea and I just corrupt the living crap out of her on the daily. So we apologize in advance because she's probably going to be put into some awkward conversations today she's not wanting to be a part of, but
Yes. Because, especially since last week, we did ask listeners to send in a list of questions of whatever there was a burning need to know about Theta and Maxine.
They can get a cream for that burn.
It's true.
And so those have been sent in, and I think we're going to start out a little bit mild with some general, and then some a little bit of sexy ones, and then some that are just geared towards me and some geared towards Maxine. But our beautiful, beautiful Dark and Stormy is going to be the facilitator of those questions.
She always facilitates us very well too, doesn't she?
She facilitates so hard.
Because I ride you hard and I put you way wet.
Yes, you do.
No, give me a towel at least.
I'm sorry, I have to go on Grindr real quick after that.
You ain't that grinder. Okay.
That's a
all right. So
yes.
Okay, so let's see. What would you like me to do? Who are we going to go?
Let's start slow, and we'll move. Let's start with the general, and we'll move up to the sexy.
Okay. All right. So I'll just ask the question, and whoever I guess pops up first. I mean, that's how I got married.
Yes.
Whoever pops up first,
I just want to say to everybody listening to, just so you guys are aware, thank you to everybody who did submit these questions. But we did leave off the names and information of the people who did submit them because first off, some of them were similar. So we were able to combine it into one question. But in addition to that, I'm not sure who wants their names broadcast all across the, world. So we just left it as just simply the questions itself. So
we know you want your name broadcasted all over the world. So.
Clearly, Maxine.
Why don't we just say questions to Maxine and Theta by Maxine? Question number 1 from Maxine in the Ohio area. Who was your first crush? Maxine? Was that Maxine? Okay, so for real, the question, who was your first crush?
Well, thank you two for ganging up on me. And yes, we do know I love myself very much. But no, surprisingly and shockingly, Maxine was not my first love. And this is actually probably... Did somebody just fall? Yeah.
Right?
That was the sound of the whole world falling in love with you.
Queen down. So my first crush somebody got to stop moving because there's a lot of movement sounds. My first crush that I ever had was sad and pathetic to admit out loud, but it was Freddy Krueger.
Now, how old were you?
I probably like 6.
What?
I've had a very macabre sense of the world since I can remember anyway. When I was little, my brothers used to think it was super fun to, like, in the summertime when we were out of school, we would, sneak out into our living room in the middle of the night and watch scary movies on, like, HBO and whatnot. And those two, mind you, were 3 and 7 years older than me. Okay. Yeah, always, like, shitting their... Okay, whatever that noise... If anybody's moving, can you stop for a moment? Because it keeps, like, making a real loud static sound, just to let you guys know. But we would always sneak out in the middle of the night into the room and watch these scary movies. Those two would be shitting their pants, and I was sitting there falling in love with all these like demonic characters. And I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street for the very first time as a little kid, and those claw knife hands and that melty face turn the corner, and it was like massively in love from that moment on.
Oh my goodness gracious!
So
understand what the sexual appeal was. Was it not sexual? I mean, because you were sick.
Because he was all man, and he just crept into these, like unsuspecting teenagers' dreams and just like wrecked them. Like, tell me that isn't beautiful.
I know what it was. You're a size queen. You got happy with that. You got happy with that glove.
I don't know, whatever it was, but that man made me feel certain ways.
Have you wanted somebody like to recreate that for you, like in the bedroom, since you've been an adult?
Who's to say it hasn't happened?
Some bitches live in the best Freddy Krueger dream. Like, no, burn your face more.
Yeah.
Wow.
But shockingly, no, that has never happened. But yes, I would not mind it to happen. So again, if any of you grinder boys out there would like to message me to make this dream come true, yeah.
How
about you, Theta? You're more innocent like me. Please, I need to be brought down to reality. Can you say somebody like Karate Kid or Michael J. Fox, please?
I am going to bring it back because my first crush that I can remember was Pierce Brosnan.
James Bond.
On Remington Steele.
Oh,
used to have those TV shows like on Friday night, that was like the night to watch TV, or Friday and Sunday nights, I guess, like in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so I can't remember what night of the week that was on, but I just remember like he would just come on the screen and like his just suave, debonair, like, he seemed so smart and he had an accent. So clearly my love of accents has gone back to early childhood.
Yes, clearly. That's actually not a bad pick. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I didn't, I was probably, 6 or 7 when that show was out. And I just remember like being riveted. I didn't care what was happening. It was just, let me see my Pierce Brosnan, Mr. Steele. Let me see it.
Don't blame you.
Yeah. And then when he was James Bond, I was into James Bond movies, let me tell you. I was like, I will be a Bond girl one day. And then I got too fat. And
I'm just going to say that I did date a gentleman that had a severe, massive hard-on for James Bond. So I may or may not have been a Bond girl in... Just saying.
Lucky bitch.
Thank you.
Not only do you get to live your best fantasy, now you can live my best fantasy.
You had a bitch who came and swooped up everything that wasn't hers to begin with and is still making it hers.
But Theta, all you
can't give nobody nothing these days.
But see, the thing is all Theta has to do is find herself a burn victim and then make me jealous, And go.
What about you, Mark? Who was your first crush?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't even know. I'm so old these days.
Was it Steve Urkel?
No. You know who it probably was? It was Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show.
Oh, I did love him.
In that very first episode when he's like, no problem.
He was so
and let's be honest, I knew his mom and dad was rich. I didn't understand that he was, a fake character. I just wanted to be part of that family.
Honey, there's no shame in wanting to be, part of the page 6 society of the world. Don't trust me.
Yeah.
That's what
my answers will be dull compared to y'all. So you don't need to. These people don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from y'all.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Let's see. There's some clamoring. Let's see. Here's one just for Theta.
Okay.
If that's okay, if we can move on.
Yes.
And I'm sorry if you can hear like the dog around me or whoever's crinkling. I don't know if that's me. I'm sorry. Let's see. Miss Theta. Name something that is so wrong but sounds so right.
All right, guys.
Have at it, girl.
Hear me out.
One time at band camp? Is it like that?
Well, this has never happened, and I don't think it ever can happen. And it sounds really weird in theory, but you see, like there was this whole scene in Prometheus, and you guys know, I don't know if you guys know that I love Michael Fassbender. I'm a little obsessed with him. He's one of my 5 boyfriends that I have in Hollywood. And so there's this scene in Prometheus where he sees himself. And then I was thinking wouldn't it be hot? Because
wait a minute. If you told us this with the cave.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is so gross.
I like gay porn. So I was like, what if he was making out and banging himself? That would be so hot.
I can't.
I can't. Too much Fassbender.
Couldn't you at least mix it up? Put a Fassbender with a what's the other dude you like? Bunbury or something?
Benedict
yeah.
Cumberbatch, yeah.
And throw in a what's his name? Thor.
I'm just saying, they were both in the cave at the same time, and the thought just crossed my head, and I was like, damn, they should just take off their clothes right now and get to business. Oh, it's not that kind of movie. But if it was.
So I have to ask, it's okay for Michael Fassbender to fantasize about him, or to do himself, but it's not okay for Maxine?
Wait. That was very meta. Okay, Maxine. On that, let's ask you a question and let's see how your mind works.
Hold on, because you guys were just...
hoodlum.
Well, hold on. You guys were just saying to me that Maxine's first crush was Maxine, and how all things are Maxine that way. So wouldn't that be the same concept with Michael Fassbender? I
mean, yeah, but
so you're just saying he's hotter than me. That's fine.
What I'm saying is that the question was, what is sounds wrong, but you want it to be right. So it sounds really wrong, and that's what we were saying. Is it just sounds wrong?
Mm-hmm.
But
there's nothing wrong with self-love.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Fassbender. Giving Fassbender a hand job.
I mean, I clearly wouldn't fight that in reality, but
are you eating candy?
Yes. You guys have me feeling a certain way. No.
So the thought of Fassbender doing Fassbender just made your mouth wet and you had to put something in there, or what?
Yes.
Don't even try to deny. That's what I like about it. It keeps it real. Okay, sir. Ma'am, whoever I have on these phone calls.
Whatever others. I am.
Others. Yeah. Okay, Maxine, somebody in your fan base really would like to know. They would like to know a lot.
Okay.
Okay, on the same wavelength, actually. It's odd that this was a question asked by a fan. If the world were populated by clones of Maxine, what would that world look like? Nice segue. Don't tell me I don't know how to facilitate.
Hey, we gave you all that credit from the start, honey.
And segues like nobody's business.
I have to say, first off, whoever asked that question, thank you, because you at least do get it and see that, a world full of nothing but Maxine would be stunning and amazing.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, first off, let's just talk about how organized that world would be.
It would be very clean and organized.
And everybody would act the way I act. So, I mean, it would obviously be perfect. I mean, so, there's that.
Of course.
Yes.
There would not even be a gum wrapper on the floor.
No, they would not.
It would be like Singapore. If a motherfucker threw a gum wrapper on the floor, they'd get caned. But it's sexy.
But the problem in a world full of Maxines, if somebody did that and you started getting caned, would that be punishment or...
Well, that's what I'm saying. It would be sexy caning.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, because I mean, Maxine doesn't mind a good caning once in a while.
Daddy, and you'd be like, wait, no, I'm daddy.
But then also, too, if you actually were to think about it, a world full of this militant bitch, I don't know how well that would work. Just saying.
I mean, at least
I don't know that we're ready for that.
Yeah. Can I go back to eating my candy now?
You're the host. You can do whatever you want.
Next question.
Can we get a little candy porn? What kind of candy?
Well, hold up now. I was gonna say, since we're in the sexy category in the cave with Cumberbatch and I don't know his name. I'm sorry. And
Benedict
and Bilbo Baggins.
I beg him too.
I do too. In fact, I may have one.
Okay, let's get a sexy question then.
Ooh.
So, this would be for both of y'all. What is your dirtiest fantasy? And Kristen, no double botches and caves. I'm gonna mess his name. I know his name, but it's fun. It's a fun wordplay.
Okay. Well, nobody has faces. It's not any particular person. But I really okay, this is really dirty, guys. Are we ready for this?
Oh my gosh, I should probably mute myself. I'm too innocent for this.
Part of me is like, I dare you to try to out-dirty me. Go ahead.
Yeah, y'all just text me when you're done with this question. I'm innocent, I tell you.
Yeah, so have you ever read I don't know, you're innocent, so I don't know if you've ever read the Sleeping Beauty Chronicles by...
Actually, I have read those, yeah. Those are very good.
So, right? So I'm really into, and have you ever read Kushil's Dart?
No.
Okay,
No,
so that's about, and it's actually got a really good story, guys, too.
Because The Sleeping Beauty, those are by Anne Rice, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I read them. Okay, sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt.
And then there's a book called Kushil's Dart, and I always call it the story of an epic basically it is. She's raised to be a prostitute, but her superpower is that she can handle BDSM real well. But so I'm really into fantasy of BDSM and into force play. So I really kind of want, in my head, when I whip out that vibrator, it's multiple men and women being tied down and just basically.
Wait, I thought it stood for butterfly, sunshine.
Well, after they get
dreams and merriment,
butterfly, sunshine pouring out my pussy. Yeah, it's very multiple people in a row, men, women, tied up, tied down. Lots of.
Oh my gosh, who has time for all that?
That's what I call Thursday. So.
Yeah, that definitely. I mean, it's not filthy, but I definitely lean towards a little bit more of a masochistic bend.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What about you, Maxine?
Well, see, this is going to be a hard question for me to ask because obviously it's dirtiest fantasy, and by fantasy that means something that you haven't done but would like to.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, really, what haven't I done? So, I mean, because, honestly, you were telling your dirty fantasy, and I'm like, yeah, I've done a few of those.
Okay, well, in my defense, I was married for 25 years.
No, that's true. I'm not going to fight you on that, but, I mean, we all just know I'm dirty.
Right.
So, I mean, that also makes it a little, difficult to answer that way. But I would say, for me, probably a dirty fantasy would be, having, loving, caring sex.
Having what?
Loving and caring sex, where you cuddle at the end, and to me that's super dirty because I don't. Well, I mean, it's probably the only version of sex I haven't had.
That's not. You mean the kind that can produce offspring? That's the dirtiest kind yet, right?
True. But I mean, you think about it, I've done group sex, I've done, gross fetish things and et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, that's probably the only thing I haven't done, which was polite sex. So. I want somebody to not slam the car door on me when we're done. That's that's a true fantasy of mine.
I'm just going to tell you it's overrated. Because it comes with feelings and neediness, and then they're
yeah, feelings are gross.
You don't hold me long enough. You don't do it. You're just can sleep. Like,
Yeah. How gross.
I just want to apologize if you don't hear from me here and there. I'm just putting on mute because I have some asshole dogs. So
That's fine. Yeah, we got it.
oh, we love your dogs.
How about back to the both of y'all? Can I ask you just a more innocent question?
Yes.
You can.
I know of one celebrity y'all have met, but have you met any other celebrities? I believe you told one story on here before already.
Oh, well, we all know our story about LaToya Jackson.
Yes.
So yeah, there is that.
We both met RuPaul.
Actually,
wait, I'm sorry. One quick question: did I ever tell y'all that there's another podcast who that LaToya is their mutual enemy as well? So you're not alone.
What? Wait,
Yes.
Wait, who are these people? We need to find them.
Yes.
It's the Race Chaser pod with the two Rue girls. LaToya is their mortal enemy as well. I don't think they've ever explained like y'all have them.
Willem in Alaska?
Yes, ma'am.
How did I miss that?
Our spirit animals?
I could have sworn I told y'all that, but yeah, they have said on a couple occasions they just enemy of the pod is what they call her.
Oh my god, I love it. Well, if that's the case, I'm definitely the Willem of the podcast. So, Theta, you're Alaska.
What? I'm Willem.
I think they're both self-proclaimed whores, so you're both right.
Yeah, but Willem is like way dirtier than most. So,
It's true.
I mean,
Okay,
Alaska could at least have a normal conversation.
But I did make my son blush 7 shades of red yesterday reading to him what I write. So I am pretty filthy.
That is true. But yeah, so as far as celebrities are concerned, so we all know, like I said, the whole LaToya Jackson thing, because that was a big catastrophe. I still have a welt on my forehead from it. We actually have met quite a few people within the drag race community, if you can call it. Obviously, like Theta said, we met, RuPaul. We were able to meet Michelle Visage. We met quite a few of the Rue girls, Chi Chi LaRue, Lady Bunny. We even met, what was Alex Newell, who was on Glee. At the first drag con we attended, we were able to meet Will Wheaton, Miley Cyrus, and we also met Brandon Jordan, who used to be the YouTube. Yeah, he was at the first.
Never told me you met him. He seems like he's so sweet.
Yeah, he was actually, what I loved most about him was he purchased a ticket as a guest and went to the thing, unlike all these other celebrities who would be trying to get in free passes and whatnot. Yeah, he was just there as a spectator. And I, on my own, I met Kevin Costner. Yeah. And that was a little casual jaunt through Michigan Avenue in Chicago. I happened to see him, which surprised me because he was very super nice, actually.
Wow.
But I went up to him and I was like, are you Kevin Costner? And he's like, yeah. And I went, oh, okay, thanks. And I just kind of blew it off after that. And I think that really confused and surprised him that I didn't go fangirl on him. So we actually started this full-blown conversation, and we walked down Michigan Avenue for probably about 5 or 6 city blocks, actually having a conversation with him. So really super nice. The most embarrassing celebrity meetup for me, though, was when I met Joni, who was the first runner-up of season 6 of America's Next Top Model, because I cried.
I remember her.
I cried when I met her. Like
Isn't she
a diva.
The one that had to have the eye
The teeth.
pulled? Yeah. Oh my gosh, bless her heart.
Yeah. Actually, so where I used to work, she was from that area originally. And I had subsequently through work, I met her cousin without knowing who she was. And at the time I was just going on this whole rant talking about America's Next Top Model and how Joni was robbed and all that kind of. And this girl reached out to Joni, who was so excited that she had a fan that she flew back into town to meet me. So super cool. Yeah. What about you, Theta? Any others for you?
I met Amanda Lepore.
Jealous.
Yeah. And she was so sweet and so down to earth and so awesome. And I met Rod Stewart.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. But
that's an icon.
Yeah, I was really little when I met him. We were at a beach. I think it was Newport Beach or maybe Malibu Beach when I was like 6 or 7. And he was on the beach, and my mom sent me over to ask if he was Rod Stewart.
I love your mother.
Parents are so dirty.
Yes.
Rod, and he like turned around and waved at my mom.
Yep.
And then I met Tori Amos.
Look, I'm standing.
Love
Sorry.
it.
Was so tiny, guys. So tiny.
Oh.
She like was just like a little tiny nymph, but she was so sweet and kind too. And then I met Steve Hanna, and fuck that dickhead.
Okay,
I don't even know who that is.
Well, I was going to say the name sounds familiar, but I can't think who that is.
Doesn't sound familiar at all. Hanna-Barbera?
You guys know I love is it Steve Hanna? Hold on. Hanna. Hold on, guys.
Them damn fact checkers. They're lazy.
Okay. Jack Hanna. Sorry, Jack Hanna.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jack
okay.
Hanna.
Yeah. The zoo guy.
Yeah.
So it was Jack Hanna, and I met him, and I was like super excited because I really love nature shows. I love anything to do with animals or sharks or whatever. And so I've always been a fan, and I got to go see him at SeaWorld, and I was so excited. And he was just an asshole to everybody. Like he was grouchy and pissy and kept just being like, next, get him out of here. And like we get up there, and I'm just like, I'm such a big fan. I've been watching you so long. And he's like, turn around. And I was just like, oh my God.
Wow.
A dick.
I mean, like, and even too, like, not to sound stupid, but like that kind of celebrity isn't even to me a real celebrity. But
right?
I mean, in the celebrity world of things, they're like the B grade version.
Like you're not even that famous.
So, yeah.
Like,
oh my God. Speaking of celebrities and actually being super nice, were the family from Little People Big World.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot I saw them.
Yeah. Do you remember how sweet they were thanking us for coming to their place and thanking us for wanting pictures with them and everything? Like, so super nice and sweet and weird that they were like that kind. I was not expecting that. Oh, and then I'm so bad with celebrity names, but the guy that was on Pirates of the Caribbean that we met at their farm as well.
Oh, yes. He was really sweet, too.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I can never remember names of celebrities.
I don't know. You only remember Real Housewives.
Yeah, it's true. Which, even though I've never met a Real Housewife in person yet, Thea and I did do a trip from San Diego to LA, and the entire drive there, I was like, we have to stop and pee in Orange County so I could try to find Vicky Gunvalson.
Whoop it up.
And whoop it up. And we never found her, but whatever,
And we did see some of the people from Vanderpump Rules.
Oh yeah, I forgot we ate there. Yes. Yeah. Actually,
the food is subpar.
Oh my God, you are so wrong because that food was delicious and amazing.
Won't be the first time DPR broke up a friendship.
But the thing is, see, we went there after a bad night of partying, so that could have also altered our taste buds, which could have been why I thought it was flawless and why you might have thought it was just average. Just saying, but
I just thought for the price, it was a little not as what I expected for the price.
Well, but see, for me, I was okay paying the price because I got to have Peter from Vanderpump Rules bussing my table. And I got to have Lala Kent calling my cell phone to double check that our reservations were still on. So I mean, like, that made the food even more delicious. Yeah, Theta's a bad reality TV show fan because she doesn't know any of this stuff. But
ooh, it's Peter, and I was like, yeah, I know, he's got a name badge.
Oh. All right, next question, honey.
Okay, this one's for Miss Theta. And actually, I'm kind of curious too because you say you're so forgetful, but you're a wonderful author. I've read 2 of your books, so you've got to have some sort of organization to keep your world straight. And with that said, somebody also wants to know when we can expect your next book to come out.
Whew.
So that's kind of my question plus the other person's question. I'm a facilitator. I can do that.
Is that you that submitted the question originally? I'm curious.
No, these were all submitted by Maxine, remember?
Yes. Oh.
Well, I do definitely have kind of a lexicon for my books. And I start out before I write any book of kind of writing the story of the characters. So by the time I get to actually writing the book, each of the people have like a backstory that maybe you'll never know, but I know because that helps inform who they are. And then I'm big on outlining. I write half outline and half, I'm a half outliner and a half pantser. So I have major milestones that I know have to happen through the series and through each book. But how we get there, I don't always know.
Interesting.
But I know definitely what has to happen. And so I know the beginning, middle, end, and then the different tension points that are really important that drive the story and the plot forward. But whatever else happens in between usually is the characters driving on their own. Which I know.
So when are they gonna drive that next story out? When's the next book coming?
Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's hard right now. I haven't been able to write in a while with my whole life being on fire. But I'm trying. I almost got Janie Jones finished. I only need about 4,000 words on that, and then I have book 3 in the Violetta series all plotted out. And I have the first couple chapters written. So I'm thinking late fall, like December for one of them, and maybe February for the second Violetta, if I can get my ass in the chair and just stop, having domestic disputes with my ex-partner.
Yeah, but those time frames aren't that far in the future. The ones
that's what I was thinking too, Maxine. I was like, dang, you can put out 2 books in basically 6 months.
Yeah, pretty much.
Done. So I mean, literally, it's like I only have to write like a chapter and a half, and it's done.
I mean, what are you, Stephen King?
Or Stephen Hawking's?
And then, the third Violetta book, I already knew what was going to happen in it because I planned out the whole series of what would happen and what needed to happen each book. So it just was the matter of sitting down and plotting it out, which I've done. And so now it's just, and I've already got some scenes written too that I wrote months ago that I was like, oh, this has to be in the book. Because guys, there's going to be some really good sex in this book. And clearly I was horny one day and had to write the sex scenes.
Love it.
Yes. So soon, guys, I'm working on it.
Okay. Maxine,
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
actually, I want to know this too. I don't think I've ever asked you this. What was your favorite number that you ever did?
Ooh, my favorite number.
Besides 69.
Well, actually, I have to say, I think my favorite number, but also to my crowd's favorite number, if you can say, because this was actually the one song. I'm a big Madonna fan, and I did used to perform as much Madonna as I possibly could anyway. But the one number that I kept...
Actually, today's her birthday. Sorry.
It
Big
is
Madonna
actually...
fans. We should have started out saying happy birthday, Mo. But
Yes. Well,
Okay.
that's your fault for not reminding us. I actually used to celebrate... I used to call it Madonna Day. And my friend and I used to go out and celebrate Madonna's birthday every year on today. So, yeah, I should have known that.
I know.
Okay.
But I... As a big Madonna fan, my favorite number of hers to perform was always Erotica. But in addition to it being... Yes, but in addition to it being my favorite thing to perform, it was also the most requested number for me to perform because I never did the same number twice with it. And I love the fact of...
anywhere of that?
I may have some pictures, but I don't know about anything on video. But every time I did it, I used to do something different as far as seductive, as far as costumes are concerned. I actually, one of well, there's 2 very interesting performances I did with it. The first one was I had this boy and this girl who were part of the community that used to always support the shows. They did Erotica with me, and we had it as this huge gender fluid orgy scene that we had performed on stage. And
eyes.
yes, it was very, probably one of my most well-received numbers that I've ever done. But then the other time I performed erotica that was sadly also my most recognized time, I did a performance at the university near me. Every year we used to do a drag show for their gay Lions community. And it was always whatever we did.
Gay Alliance or Gay Lions?
Gay Straight Alliance. Yeah. And Gay Lions. I mean, we did.
I just got this picture in my head of Gay Lions. It's not all bad.
Wow, that's all I can say about that.
Oh my gosh.
But every year we would do a show for them, and they would have whatever profits that we made from this show go to a charity. And every year it changed. Well, of course, the year I decided to go and perform erotica, and I went out there literally like 90% naked, doing all kinds of disturbing and disgusting things. I finished my number, and I go into the back, and all the other queens were just staring at me. And they're like, so how did that go? And I was like, oh my God, it was flawless. I'm like, the women sitting at the front table went nuts. They were like screaming, throwing money, super excited. And they were like, they did? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, don't you know who the charity is going to? And I was like, no. And they're like, it's going to the sister house, which is, yes, the nunnery. And shockingly enough, the table full of women sitting front and center who were screaming like banshees at me performing were the table of nuns, who were the first to throw money at me, gave me the biggest standing ovation on it. And yeah, so you might sit there and use your whole, my virgin Christian ears, dark and stormy, but the nuns loved it.
Hey, art is art, man.
True. But yes.
Gosh.
So that's my favorite number.
I still, there's got to be somebody out there with footage of you doing your erotica.
I would hope so.
I'm putting out a request to any of your fans who may have that. I would love to see that.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think I did a private performance for you in an Atlanta, Georgia hotel room of erotica once. Did I not?
Like the first couple of beats.
I mean, we still had some.
Not satisfied with your performance.
Clearly.
I mean, there wasn't gender fluid orgies going on. I feel gypped.
Well, that was before I had met my Russian love. That was in our hotel.
Yeah, the one who was trying to traffic you.
So we had a good time.
Okay. Next question. For both of y'all. Sorry.
Okay.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Wow.
I got a feeling Maxine had the laundry list, so only one, please.
I have to say my biggest pet peeve is pet peeves because everything pisses me off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, everything is a pet peeve to me, I think. But honestly, I think my biggest thing right here, right now that I'm noticing that's happening a lot in the world is people acting like they can't do simple acts of gratitude. For example, like if somebody texts you, why can't you respond back to me? Or if, the government says wear a mask, why can't you put it on? Or, kind of deal. Like the simple basics in life that people cannot handle anymore is probably my biggest pet peeve currently.
How about you, ma'am?
I think I have too many. So hard.
I think you and I have one in common. Let's just say rat bastards and leave it at that.
I do think like lying is one of my biggest pet. It sounds so like contrived, like everybody like lying a lot. But
I agree. That's a very big pet peeve. Like just be real. Just be real.
Thank you.
Like, I know sometimes it's hard. I know it sucks. Like, feelings can get hurt when you tell the truth. But, feelings get way worse hurt. And you break trust in your friends and relationships. don't lie. And I would
Yeah.
rather somebody be brutal and honest with me and let me get over my hurt feelings from their truth than have me find out that there was a lie and then, I got to navigate that for however long.
Hey, I will not fight you on that one. I agree with that.
Yeah, because then after that, it's like everything they say or do, you're like, are you telling the truth? Are you lying? What's happening?
Yeah.
Like, then you never know. And like, that's just the worst. Like when you can't know whether or not you're living in reality or not with this person.
Yeah, very true. So I have to say, it looks like we're getting close to our time. What do you think? Like one, maybe two more questions at most before
Probably
we wrap up?
one more, and then it's time for the bougie pick of the week.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here's a simple one that have either of y'all ever sent nudes?
No, I have not.
I think
Either. I bet you the other whore has though. Haven't you?
I was going to say, I don't think there's one G-rated picture in my iPhone's
Oh my gosh.
photo gallery.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Yes.
Strawberry.
Ooh, I like all the flavors. Just saying.
For us ladies, though, it's a little bit different to send nudes because, you don't know. Like, I mean, gay men send it to gay men. Like most people just
Excuse
do
me.
a dick shot.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say a dick pic to a gay man is like a handshake to between straight guys.
Right?
I am a member of the Never Received a Dick Pic Club, and I'd like to stay there, please. I wear that badge as honor.
I just think we don't know what men are gonna do with our picture.
Yeah.
And even
I'm sure there's some OnlyFans page with me on it, but I don't care.
Even if you think you trust this man, like we are all so fucking duplicitous and shitty. Like, and so it's really hard to want to be like, okay, yes, let me send you my pussy because I don't know what the motherfucker's gonna do with it. I saw the lady in the divorce group who found a stash of pictures printed out of all the vaginas he had ever banged, and he had them like in a collage of all the vaginas. That's some weird shit.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. And she was like, should I be worried? I was like, bitch, run. Like,
Yeah.
He has a collage. That's not normal.
I mean, like, don't get it twisted. I have my, fair share of collection of pictures of other people, but I would never use them for anything other than my own enjoyment of sitting there saying, yeah, I remember when I did him 4 years ago.
Well, I mean, like, it's fine. Like, you have like a picture on your phone or whatever that you say.
Yeah.
But printing them out and like making a FAP collage.
Oh yeah, no.
Especially when you're dating somebody else.
Yeah, no, that's kind of tacky.
Like that's just weird. Like, but what you went through some effort to print that out, like in high resolution. Like
that's why I don't date, because I don't want to delete my Grindr app. So reasons, choices.
Google a vagina and get all of the ones you want to look at on the internet. Like, why you gotta like keep specific old ones that you use?
For real.
It's just stories like that makes me like feel real sketchy about wanting to send out any pictures to anybody.
It's so true. I get that though.
End up in a vagina collage on some motherfucker's wall.
Yes.
Well, thank you for letting me officiate this question and answer session. I appreciate the
I'm so more than happy
interaction.
that you finally agreed to do it with us. So that makes me super happy. And I think that if, any of our other subscribers out there are enjoying this series of questions, maybe we could do some other interactive things this way where we can invite Ms. Dark and Stormy back to help facilitate other things with us. Don't worry, we won't be asking you every week because I know you don't want that. But, maybe sometime in the nearest future.
Oh, sure. I'm down. I'm down.
Okay. Good. Love to hear that.
All right, Ms.
All right. Love y'all. I'm going to let you end things up here, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Love you. Mwah. Oh, I loved that we got to be three queens checking in today. That was exciting.
Finally got my three-way.
Yes. Finally. Okay, so my actual bougie pick of the week, I'm going back to my YouTube roots because obviously it's been a hot minute since I really was able to recommend and suggest a fun YouTube channel for people to get to, indulge in. I have been so super in love with this channel called Emmy Made in Japan. And it's all, says it all as one word. It's her name, Emmy. And she originally was living in Japan when she started the channel. She's now living in, I want to say Connecticut in the US now. She's back in the States, but this girl is flawless and phenomenal. She has this YouTube channel that is pretty food centric, but she does a lot of different, unique, fun things. She has a whole segment where she tastes different like fruits from around the world that are like weird things that we've never heard of, or something that we may have never had the chance to try or whatever. She also likes to make normal things, but also some like unique things. Like she once made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich all out of Jello.
Mm.
Yeah. So like she's just super fun and cute. And one of the things I love about her is she looks like real super sweet and innocent and cute. And in the middle of talking, she'll burp. Like so she's very down to earth, very natural and right about everything. So my pick of the week is Emmy Made in Japan. I think she's definitely worth to go and check and, enjoy some of her videos.
That sounds like fun.
Yes. I love her.
All right, everybody. My tired ass is done.
You're going to take a nap now?
Yeah, right. I want to thank our beautiful Dark and Stormy for joining us.
Yes, that was seriously a pleasure having her on here.
We've been trying to get her to do it forever. So, and
yes.
she's just as fun as I knew she'd be.
Yep. Her and her y'alls and
right? I forgot I got to get queued up the music.
Oh, it's all right. We always end up talking like 12 extra minutes. Okay.
Till next week, everybody. It's been Two Queens. Check it out. We're checking out now.
We're checking out, honey. We're leaving this 5-star hotel. Yes. Bye, bitches.